John Wanamaker's story isn't just a tale of a man who built a department store and many lavish mansions. It's a chronicle of how one visionary transformed the retail landscape in the United States. Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that like button to let YouTube know you enjoy these videos, and let's begin exploring this house. John Wanamaker started his journey in the retail world in 1861 when he and his brother-in-law Nathan Brown opened a men's clothing store named Oak Hall. However, it was after Brown's death in 1868 that Wanamaker's vision for a new kind of shopping experience began to take shape. By 1876, Wanamaker had seized an opportunity to expand his business by purchasing an abandoned railroad depot at 13th and Market Street in Philadelphia. He transformed this crumbling railroad depot into the Grand Depot, akin to the Grand Bazaars of Europe, making it a forerunner of the modern-day department store. This was a place where customers could find an array of goods under one roof, an innovative concept at the time to introduce one-stop shopping. Wanamaker's Grand Depot quickly became more than just a shopping destination. It was an experience. With its 1877 expansion, the store began to offer a vast range of products, including women's clothing and dry goods, becoming the first modern department store in Philadelphia. Wanamaker's innovation didn't stop with the merchandise. He was a pioneer in advertising, ensuring that promises made in ads were promises kept, and introduced price tags to the retail industry, abolishing the haggling system and ensuring fixed, fair prices for all customers. By the turn of the 20th century, Wanamaker's had outgrown the Grand Depot and required a new, purposefully designed building to fully realize the department store's potential. The store was not only a place to shop, but a cultural hub in Philadelphia, housing the Wanamaker organ, the largest operational pipe organ in the world, and becoming a site for community gatherings and events. The store's famous Grand Court became a beloved Philadelphia landmark, known for its opulent eagle statue and the venue for the store's iconic Christmas light show, a tradition that continues to this day. Every imaginable spectacle was introduced to the new Wanamakers, from an entire floor devoted to toys to the largest dining room in Pennsylvania known as the Crystal Tea Room. Wanamaker's became more than a shopping destination. It attracted tourists from all around the world, and in turn, he began building stores in other American cities and in Europe. All the while, John had amassed a great fortune, and with that fortune, he set out to leave an architectural legacy of remarkable homes. The first of his many houses we will see is the Scott Wanamaker House in Philadelphia's Center City section. This stately, Jacobean Revival-style mansion was his primary residence while in town. As we near the front door, we can truly begin to appreciate the level of artisan detailing that went into the creation of his city house. Entering the front door leads us through the vestibule clad in rich, oak paneling with a pair of double doors opening to the entrance hall. The entrance hall continues with oak wainscoting and fluted pilasters topped by corbels, marking the beginning of the stair hall. To one side, and to give you a sense of the larger-than-life proportions, the intricate fireplace's mantel rests nearly 6 feet above the floor. Turning around and directly facing the fireplace, the staircase is on full display in all its grandeur. Looking up, light comes pouring in through the skylight 4 stories above us to illuminate the grand staircase. Before we head upstairs, let's mosey into the dining room to the side of the staircase, where we can imagine how it once appeared with fine china gracing the built-ins on either side of the fireplace, which would have been separated from the rest of the dining room beyond an arcade boasting hand-carved columns. At the second floor stair landing, we gain a sense of how the dining room's missing ceiling might have appeared, coffered and carved from solid oak panels. As we reach the top of the staircase, we can pause to admire the details which were left in place by the time this photo was taken, but we still have more mansions to see before we find out what happened here. As a country escape where John would bring his family on the weekends, he built Lindenhurst in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. Completed in 1883, the estate boasted a large conservatory, an impressive art gallery, and pavilions scattered about the property. And for his daughter, John had the dollhouse built where she could play with her friends and store her collection of dolls. Unfortunately, Lindenhurst was short-lived and suffered a devastating fire in 1907. Shortly afterwards, the mansion was replaced by a large second mansion which stood proudly until 1944, when it was donated to and demolished by the Boy Scouts of America. Perhaps that is getting a bit ahead in our story. As a summer cottage, John purchased the Seagrove House in Cape May Point, New Jersey, where he and his family could enjoy time on the beach together. When John passed away in 1922, most of his estate, including his business empire, was willed to his second son, Rodman, who also went on to build and purchase many impressive mansions and chateaus, but that is a story for another time. The Wanamaker City Mansion was sold out of the family and divided up into apartments after being salvaged for many of its exquisite architectural elements. As time went on, the apartments were modernized, the wood floors were replaced with laminate, the oak panels gave way to drywall, and today, the once grand interior has been left plain and completely unremarkable. Which of John Wanamaker's mansions was your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.